Hey guys, and welcome to my first tutorial. I'm doing this on Photoshop CS3, and I'm going to make a grungy looking background, signature for forms. Go ahead and make a new document, Control N or File New. The dimensions are going to be 400 by 150. You can make whatever size you want, but that's what I'm using. We're going to fill the background with black, so you can either use the fill can or do edit fill like I am going to do. So edit fill, use black and press OK. And background's black. Now we're going to use the brush tool and pick a brush out. This may take a few tries to get a brush that you like. This took me about 3 tries to get one that I actually liked. It's perfectly fine. Just make sure your foreground color is set to white. Here, when you're using your brush, just go ahead, click once, and go somewhere else. Don't just drag it because it looks really bad. And don't leave too much white. Don't make it too white, but don't leave too much black. You can use as many brushes as you want. I'm going to use 2. The first one to get most of the white back there, and then the second one just going to be there to fill in some areas. Just get it to your liking, doesn't really matter what it looks like as long as you like it. That's all that really matters here. Now we are going to change the color dimensions, so image adjustment, color adjustment, or color balance, sorry about that. We're going to use 10, 18, and 54 for the settings. That goes from left to right, shadow, midtones, and then whatever that last one is. If you have your render ready, go ahead and put that on your background. You can either drag it or copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste. Go ahead and select your move tool and and move your render to where you want it on your background. Some people like it right in the middle. I usually like it off to one of the sides. I think it looks a little better, but it's all up to you. At this point, you want to press Control and right click right on this image right here, and you will see a flashing light. I don't know how to explain that. That goes directly around your render. I'll press whatever I just did there and go ahead and feather it to select modify feather. It's originally set for 5. Select it or put it to 10, press OK, and the line will kind of back off of the image a little bit. Now you want to inverse the selection, so Control Shift I or select inverse, and it'll inverse obviously. Right now you're gonna press delete a couple times to kind of put the background and the render into one, I guess you'd say. Make sure you keep the selection selected, otherwise this won't work, I don't believe. You're going to want to go down into your blend mode for the render layer, and while it's still selected, go to hard light, and it'll kind of disappear. You can deselect that now, and if you like it, you can keep it that way, but I'm going to go ahead and copy this render layer by dragging it into the Make New Layer icon. I'm going to do it 3 times, and it'll kind of bring out the render a little bit more and darken it up. Alright, select the top layer and go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. Don't know how to pronounce that. It's originally selected for 1. just go ahead and erase that and go to 4, type in 4, and press OK. And change the blend mode to overlay. It's originally set for hard light from the copy. Just obviously just change that layer to overlay. Here I'm going to add a little bit of text. You want the horizontal mask type tool or horizontal type mask tool, whatever it is, and select that. And just go ahead and click wherever you want the text. And I'm going to write cotton. Obviously, you don't have to use that, but go ahead and use whatever you want. It is very important here that you make a new layer, otherwise this will not work. So after you wrote your text, make a new layer, and then fill it with 50% black. So edit, fill, and then instead of black, use 50% gray. That's what I meant. Right-click on that layer and go to blending options. For blend mode, you want to click on that and change it down to screen. For the drop down, for the drop shadow, you want whatever that was to go instead of 75 to 37% and press OK. We're going to add a little bit of blur to this, so filter, blur, motion blur, and you want the angle to be 90 and the distance to be 30, and then press OK. And you can unselect that. And right now you can see that the text isn't very showing, so just drag the original text layer into the make new layer a few times until it kind of lines up and you can see it and you like it. And then Control E on that top layer until you get to the bottom layer of the text so that it combines and it's all one layer instead of 3 like I had. I have some pretty bad fonts, so I'm just going to use whatever. And I never really know where to place it. So if you do, that's great, but I obviously don't, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it right there. Now you want to do the rectangular tool and select the entire canvas. The rectangular marquee tool, that's what it is. And select the entire canvas. I'll do edit, stroke, and make it 2 pixels. And choose either inside or center, doesn't really matter. And make sure the color is black. And that's really it, you know. It's a nice, easy way to make a good looking signature. I like it. This is another example I made with a different brush, different text placement, but all the other settings and color balances and everything are exactly the same. I will have a link to all of my brushes and whatnot, and thanks for watching. Sorry I had to make this under 10 minutes, so it's a little choppy and kind of rushes a little bit, but that's what the pause button's for. So just go ahead and comment if you want another tutorial. Comment and I will try and make one for you. Yeah, thanks for watching.